not do to Jada Pinkett. But is Jada Pinkett, can she be considered a pedophile?
I think so.
But he was of age.
Well, okay, I would say pedophilic tendencies.
So you think if she'll do that, she'll push the envelope?
Yeah, she'll push it a little bit further. Only because August Alsina is the same age as Trey, and that's Will Smith's eldest son.
Wow. You are so right.
They're both 27 years old.
You are so. And when she started the relationship with August, he was like early 20s.
Yeah.
Like 22, 23. And she was she's 21
the
years
fact that
him.
you are dealing with, because obviously Jada Pinkett has come out and said the stuff he said ain't true.
Right.
But, okay.
But what he
Whatever.
What would he gain for? I mean, he could gain some stuff from lying, but he don't really have to do that because he does have his own following as being who he is.
Yeah.
So he don't really have to do that, but he could gain from it. So I don't think that he's lying because if you look at some of the pictures, those pictures are very intimate,
very suggestive.
I ain't laying up with nobody who ain't my man. That ain't gonna close.
You ain't all up with somebody that's your kid like that. And those, like the way they was
a family friend, right? So what you think about him saying that? Did you watch the interview with him and?
I want to watch that whole thing. No.
I didn't watch the whole thing. I skipped to that part.
Because I couldn't get over his hair.
Oh my God, he was like Sideshow Bob. I couldn't, and I feel like every time that he would say something, I would just look back at his hair like, can I take him serious?
I couldn't get over
you got
that
the orange
hair.
and the red, and then it's like
you got black roots. And then you got blonde or yellow or whatever, and then you got red.
And then you got the hat on the back.
And then it's...
And your frames are diamonds. Like, what are you...
Somebody need to do his hair.
Son, he needs somebody to do his whole look. And then, on top of that, every time he talk, he doing this. Like, boy, what are you doing? You are not Martin Luther King. Just talk. He was doing too much. I was like, he's trying to be so, but
so intellectual.
Yeah, like,
yeah.
I put everything in that relationship. I'm like, if you don't just talk, you don't got to keep doing this.
Yeah.
But I feel like I think she did use him.
I think she did too.
Not
even I think. I know she did.
She did. She took advantage of him.
And then recently, I saw this this morning, where he was saying that everyone was given a courtesy call. Like, he basically called Jada's people or whatever to let them know he's coming out with the story.
Yeah.
And so he's like, no one was sideswiped, no one was caught off guard or anything.
So they knew.
They knew what was going to happen.
I don't feel like Jada Pinkett or Will Smith had a problem with him coming out with it. I feel like they didn't think that the backlash was going to be what it was. At the end of the day, for me, y'all are a married couple. That's y'all own life. Y'all can have an open marriage all y'all want to.
I think they did have a problem, but the only thing is, ain't no NDA in place, so they can't just, you need to shut up. And they not finna pay him no money. No. So it's like, okay, you telling us this, ain't nothing we can do, so.
Right. And
we'll just roll with the punches. And that's why her people had to come out. Because usually when I've seen Jada talk about something, she's saying it herself.
She's very vocal about it.
But it was just weird that this time, it's her people putting out a statement. That was the weird part. So it's like, okay, all of a sudden using your representatives instead of just you. Because I remember when they was talking about the Oscars being so white and all the other stuff. And
she was very vocal about it.
And using herself.
What happened with Snoop Dogg and Gail, she came out and made a video about that. And then with that
Kardashian and that other girl that was with them.
Oh, yeah. The friend,
And so I'm waiting on... I never subscribed to the Red Table Talk, but I will today.
Listen, Friday, I'll be looking. I'll be waiting and I'll be watching.
Right. Watching, fighting, and praying.
Right. But what do you think about the whole... Will gave him his blessing? Because I feel like...
I see it possible.
You feel like
it's a possibility.
I feel like it is too. I feel like they've been having an open marriage.
If you in that, because Jada one who said it.
Yeah.
That they were technically in an open relationship.
They in a life partnership.
Yeah. She was like, no matter what, you could be on this end of the house with somebody else, and I could be on the other side of the house with this other person, but at the end of the day, we are together. Yeah. That was you hinting to the fact that, because Nene Leakes did the same thing on Real Housewives of Atlanta, like you basically hinted at the fact that you're in an open relationship.
Right.
So I can see it. I ain't gonna say it's true, but I mean, it's possible.
But if they are in an open relationship and it's open and they have that already, established, discussed, and whatever, why not say, okay, yeah, me and August still have a relationship. We had one. It's over.
Because
and that's
Will
it.
hasn't done it.
Will has done it. He just hasn't been out publicly with it.
No, he hasn't. So if Will ain't gonna do it, Jada ain't gonna do it. Now, because there's been times when Will has been like too close to a female, where it seems questionable to two women, maybe three, maybe four, maybe even more.
Too. A couple dudes.
Yeah. But Will ain't never, even though you can link them, but it's all like substantial, it's all like coincidental, or it's all like maybe not. With this particular thing with Jada and August, is like, okay, we see the pictures with y'all together, and then said pictures are very suggestive, so we're gonna deduce that y'all were together.
Right.
The fact that y'all talk about each other the way that y'all do, and the fact that y'all have these pictures. That ain't never happened with Will, because Will ain't never, first of all, none of the women that Will has been with, allegedly, has never come out with anything.
Right.
Jada's the only one that messed up and went with this dude who's so sensitive. He must be a Cancer.
He could be a Cancer or a Pisces. And you know what? It's Jada's fault, because she shouldn't have did that extra with him. That's not your man.
No.
You don't do extra with your side dude.
And then he came up with
the
that
bare
song,
minimum.
too.
Yeah, and then had the text messages playing and everything. First of all, he's 20-something. You putting your 40-year-old experience on him. Don't do that, because you know if you do what you've been taught, you got all this gap on him. That ain't fair. That's not an even playing field.
No.
Because you trying to throw it up, you trying to throw it back on him,
and then he
make
told
him fall
you,
in love with
and
you.
then he told you that he was damaged. And that, see, to me,
And
that's
then
what I'm talking about,
took
that
advantage of
pedophilic
that.
stuff. Because it was the same thing with Epstein. When I saw the
the
documentary, the girls was talking about how they told Epstein and the girl that got arrested, totally forgot how to pronounce her name, and I don't even care.
Just something. It's a G something.
That hoe.
Yeah.
I guess we call it that. But anyway, the girls that was in the Epstein stuff, they told Epstein how they were broken home and all this other stuff, and he took advantage of that. And that's the same thing I'm feeling with the Jada Pinkett. He was saying, August was telling her, I got mommy issues, I was molested, all this other stuff. He's telling her this stuff, and I feel as though she did capitalize on his pain.
And that makes her selfish. That she was a predator.
Yeah.
And that makes
she
her.
Prowled on him.
She pounced on him, and that makes it even more worse, because it's like you had an opportunity to actually
help him
and help him. You have money, you have influence, you have power, and you have status. You have all these things and experience. You have all these things to pour into him to make him be a better person.
And the fact that your mama was a crackhead,
a whole full blown. She was on crack.
So you would think you would have been more,
like
sympathetic and more helpful.
But that just points out the fact that she's still broken herself.
Hallelujah.
To take advantage of that little boy like that, she can't be all the way healed, because if I have a young person come to me and say, hey, I need your help, I'm not going to jump in the bed with them.
No.
I'm going to help them as a mother, as a woman, as a strong, proud person. I'm going to help them. I'm not gonna have sex with them and be like, well, we got an open marriage. Get a man your age. Have an open marriage with a man. A level playing field. Get somebody that's on the same status as Will. Don't get nobody who's over here struggling, trying to get somewhere and broken all that. Get somebody who's kind of like your husband, so that you can have the same, you know what I'm saying, playing field. Because you did that, and then she mad because he in love. You shouldn't have threw it in the circle.
And that's the part. And that's the part that I'm mad about. I guess black society or whatever, like they're making fun of August Alsina.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if this was the other way around.
Yeah, it'd be a whole different story if that was a woman.
Yeah.
If it was Will and a 20-something-year-old female, that would have been a different dynamic.
That'd have been like, why is he with that? Yeah.
He wrong for that. He nasty. He a pedophile.
And it's the same thing that R. Kelly done. R. Kelly had got girls who were from, even though they had two adults in the family, or two parents in the household, he was still able to take advantage of them because they were broken little girls. Mm-hmm. And August Alsina, even though when he got with Jada, he was in his 20s.
He was still a little boy.
He was still broken from this because he still hasn't dealt with anything from his past. Mm-hmm. So you still got a little boy with this grown ass woman.
Mm-hmm. Grown ass.
And it was the same thing with all the other people, Epstein, Jada, like all these other people, Epstein, R. Kelly, Weinstein, all these other people. Mm-hmm. You still got it's the same circumstances.
Right.
You get these young people with broken minds, broken mentality, and so they're still children mentally, and you're taking advantage of them. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing.
And that's the part that and it scares me as a parent to even think like that, because it's like, how do I know that I'm not raising broken children? Like, how do you not have broken children?
Let me tell you how you know. Even though I ain't got no kids, but let me tell you. When you, if you're in a relationship, let's say a man and a woman, for shoots and giggles, it's a man and a woman, they've been together for so long, when one feels something, the other one does also. Mm. When you have a child, you have this unbroken bond between the two of you.
Right.
And you have to pay attention to the other person. And when an other person is feeling a certain type of way, you pick up on it. Because I was in a relationship with a man for 7 years. Mm-hmm. Within those 5 years, or even the 4 years, I knew something was wrong with him just by the way he acted.
Right.
Just by the way he would interact with other people, or by the way he would talk to me, and I'd be like, okay, what's wrong with you?
What's going on? Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's like an intuition.
Yeah.
Right.
And so everybody got it.
Everybody got it.
Just because I can't tell you how many times I've heard women say, I knew he was cheating on me.
Yeah, women's intuition. Yeah. It's
but
a real
now
thing.
I had to physically see it.
Yeah.
But it's like you already knew. You
knew.
know when your child ain't acting right, ain't feeling right, ain't doing nothing right. You know when something ain't right when you've been around somebody for so long. You know something going on. Mm-hmm. So that's how you tell.
But do you think that people they don't know how to change it?
I don't think
that's why they leave it like that, because they don't know how to change it.
I would think some people would be oblivious to it, like pretending it ain't going on.
Ain't there. Right.
Or they just flat out lazy. I don't know what else to put.
Right.
I don't know what else
how
to
to
put
say it. Right.
Yeah, when you know something's going on with someone that you love and that's dear to your heart, if something's going on and you just pretending it ain't happening, or you not tackling it, either you are ignorant to it, you're oblivious to it, you pretending it don't work, or it ain't happening, or you just plain on lazy because you don't know what to do.
Right.
So therefore, you just ain't gonna do nothing.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And that's what happens with a lot of kids, with when the parents are realizing that their child is going through something, but they don't know what to do. Mm-hmm. Therefore, they just don't do nothing. Girl, I learned that when I was gay in my early years.
Why you say was gay?
Shut up. When I was showing the signs.
Oh, okay.
When I was showing the signs, my parents, looking back on it, my parents didn't know what to do with me.
Yeah.
The only thing they knew was let's just whoop them.
Yeah. That's that go-to.
Wrong.
Right.
So let's just whoop them. Instead of just sitting there and actually talking to me.
Right, having a conversation.
Yeah, having a conversation.
Those difficult conversations. Those are some of the most difficult. Talking to your kids, what I found out, is some of the most difficult conversations to ever have, because especially when you have to talk to your kids about adult situations.
Yeah.
Because it don't matter how old your child is, you never see them as an adult.
And you have to recognize as soon as they start going through puberty, or even before then.
You have to, but
eventually they're
going
to have to be adults. So yeah.
And you should start grooming yourself then, but that's not always the case, because I remember when my oldest daughter first asked me about sex, And and before, like when she was little, I used to always say, when she started asking me about it, I'm going to just run it down to her. I'm going to give her the whole tea. When she asked me, I damn near had a whole heart attack. I was like,
and that's
why you want to know? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
And that's why schools teach sexual education.
Right, because they know.
The parents are like, I don't know what the hell to do. So, and I remember they made an episode about that on South Park.
Yeah.
Because the parents were like, we don't know how to talk to our kids about sex.
Right.
So the school need to be teaching them. Like, no. You
didn't tell them. Right.
No, because they get all the technical stuff. It's like,
that's not real.
No.
Yeah, that's not real life.
I need you to tell me your personal experience so that I can trust you.
Right. And I mean, eventually I did have the conversation with her, but I'm talking about when I say I was sweating profusely from the top of my head all the way to the bottom of my feet, palms just, I was just like, why do you want to know what's going on? Is somebody touching you? I just went into this whole thing of why you want to know, but she just was ready to know.